Welcome everyone to Explore 2020. I'm Ashley Sullivan from Cisco Investments, and I'll be your MC for the day. So it looks like we've got a really great group here, so I think we can go ahead and get started. We've got a really exciting agenda lined up for you today, featuring leadership from Cisco's investment and acquisition team, as well as founders and visionaries from the startup ecosystem. So when we designed this event, we really focused on identifying emerging trends and tech that we were really excited about so that we could bring that to our Cisco ecosystem and especially our customers. If you have any questions, thoughts, or comments during the event, feel free to drop those into the chat window. Our team, including myself, is standing by. We're happy to answer any questions that you have. So whether you're an East Coaster like myself and you're taking a mid-afternoon break, or your day is just getting started and you're finishing that first cup of coffee, we hope you enjoy. So with that, I'm actually going to hand it off to our first speaker of Explore 2020 and our fearless leader of Cisco Investments and Corporate Development, Derek Itamoto. So Derek is a lifelong venture capitalist. He spent the last 12 years here at Cisco, where he spearheaded over 30 deals, totaling over $15 billion. That includes Duo, OpenDNS, and SourceFire. In his role, he shapes and influences Cisco's technology strategy, as well as our approach to harnessing external innovation from the startup ecosystem. He's also a huge sports geek who loves analyzing player stats. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Derek.
Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Explore 2020. My name is Derek Itamoto, and I'm honored to be leading Cisco's corporate development and investments team. Before we get started, I want to address what's going on in the US and around the world. We intentionally made the decision to move Explore 2020 because we didn't believe the time was right to host an event in the middle of this current environment. And we wanted to give our employees, customers, and partners the space to have candid conversations and take action against racial inequality. Cisco has always aspired to foster an environment of dignity, respect, fairness, and equality for all, not just for our company, but for the world. To that end, I want to reiterate our commitment to power an inclusive future for everybody. Cisco recently donated $5 million to charities dedicated to fighting racism and discrimination, but there's so much more that we can do. And I invite you to join us in solidarity, understanding, and action to support African Americans and all people of color. Our hope is that together we can make progress towards a better, more inclusive world. Now, I've been a corporate acquirer and investor for over 2 decades. And during that time, I've learned one undeniable truth, that the startup ecosystem is the best landscape to see what's coming next. As strategy and technology leaders, so many of us are constantly challenged to figure out how to prepare for what could be on the horizon. What's that next disruption? What the next trend is going to look like? What new market may be emerging? And most importantly, how to get ahead of it all so that we can all capitalize on it together. I believe the startup ecosystem is the new frontier to discover technology innovation. This Explore 2020 event, brought to you by Cisco Investments, is for you, our customers, as an opportunity for all of us to find ways to learn from and partner with startups to meet all of our business needs. Today, you'll derive actionable insights. This will help you better prepare for what's coming down the line. And why are we doing this? Well, when you win, we all win. And these days, certainly in these challenging times, it does come down to helping each other. So if you listen through the course of today and listen to our speakers, please do 2 things. First, find connections to your unique business needs. There's a lot of content we'll cover, but that's only the beginning of what we can offer. I'm hoping also that for each one of you, there'll be a theme or trend that really catches your attention, that helps you rethink about what's possible for your business and how we can partner with you even further. And second, think about how else Cisco Investments might bring more insights to you, whether it's security or collaboration, multi-cloud. We've got a wide-ranging portfolio, and we've got expertise and the acumen to really offer a rich view of the industry at large. So Cisco has been an active corporate investor for the last 25 years. We've invested in hundreds of startups, hundreds more than we've acquired companies, and we've acquired many of these startups to help them scale inside of Cisco. We're definitely a company that values and embraces technology outside our walls. So therefore, there's no non-invented here mentality at Cisco. Our track record is a testament to that. And that's a core value of ours, and that is not going to change. So even in these uncertain times, our consistency is what really keeps us ahead. We've got a consistent approach to invest in the market, nurture innovation, even during the ups and the downs. And we have consistent standards in place that for any acquisition investment, we pay very, very close attention to. Number one, the potential for market and technology disruption. The talent of the team, certainly number two. And third, and perhaps most importantly, especially these days, the compatibility of the culture. These principles have been in place since our first investments and acquisitions back in the early 1990s, and they're here to stay. We really appreciate you all taking valuable time to be with us today. There's so many challenges in this world that are unique to each one of us in our personal lives. But at the margin, at the very margin, for many of us, we miss some of the simple things, the simple pleasures like outdoor hobbies, personal passions, entertainment, live entertainment for sure. And for me, I'm a huge sports fan. So the live entertainment, that hits home. I greatly miss watching live sports due to the pandemic. And so I miss sports so much that a couple of weeks ago, I found myself tuning in to ESPN at 1 a.m. Pacific time here in the Bay Area. I was watching a live professional baseball game being broadcast from Korea. The announcers and color commentators, they were in their homes, I think in New York, broadcasting an English language simulcast. Of course, the stadium was completely empty out there. The umpires had masks on. And instead of human fans, there were actually cardboard cutouts of fans in various cheering positions between the dugouts behind home plate. Crazy. There were cheerleaders. They stood on top of each dugout with their backs facing the field, cheering the completely empty stands. And of course, simulated cheering and fake noise were pumped into the stadium through the loudspeakers. And yet, I was still riveted to that TV. It helped me realize that no matter if there were fans or no fans, spectators or no spectators, it was time to take the field again. And at Cisco, we're learning new ways to play our game, and we will continue to deepen our engagement with the startup ecosystem for sure. We want to champion our portfolio companies, bolster our technology portfolio to the benefit of our customers, and we'll continue to apply only the highest standards to every acquisition and investment that we do. We'll invest in cutting-edge technologies to gain insight into new markets, but also to offer our customers visibility into best-in-class tech innovations and go-to-market opportunities. We have currently a portfolio of over 120 companies, and we on average invest around $200 to $300 million a year over the last several years. We also make investments as a limited partner into certain venture capital funds around the world, 50 strong. And this helps us gain valuable insights into innovation that's happening regionally in places like Israel, India, Latin America, Canada, the UK, China, Australia. And what differentiates our team is that we blend this view as a corporate investor with our M&A expertise. It's all one team. We then further blend that view with our close partnership with Cisco sales and engineering teams, and therefore we can leverage the full expertise of the company. Our team of domain experts review over 1,000 companies each year, no doubt, which keeps us very, very close to the market. We then use these insights to be strategic in our acquisitions. Our portfolio of startups cover a wide range of areas: networking, data center, IoT, cybersecurity, data analytics, collaboration, 5G, silicon optics, the list goes on. And the companies are based globally, where we have many of our team members, which fuels growth both for the region and the world at large. I often like to say that the sun truly never sets on Cisco Investments. We understand that these days our customers are navigating change at a pace that is just without precedent. IT is at the center of every company, but it has evolved from helping a company run better to helping it ultimately run faster. When we say that we'll reimagine applications, as you see, it's because we know that apps are the business. Customers need to be able to deploy fast everywhere, and you need to be able to observe these applications real time. Security, the data that comes from these apps needs to be secure. It's foundational in today's digital world, meaning every perimeter, every surface, we've got to protect that. And what is a perimeter these days? It's becoming blurred as infrastructure itself is becoming more software defined, intent driven, powered by context. At the heart of everything is people, the competitive advantage for each one of us. And empowering your teams. That's about providing the ability to collaborate seamlessly across every medium. I highlight this because it's important to show where Cisco chooses to invest. So we invest in these pivotal domains that align to our core and are impactful and relevant to your customers. Yet we also target adjacent markets, kind of horizon 1, horizon 2, that are poised to shape the future. So taking a look that is a degree or two removed from where Cisco is currently, that enables us to see better where the world is going to go. And that leads me into the trends we are observing. So today we're talking about the future of work and the unique challenges companies face in supporting the remote workforce. Back in 2017, just 3 years ago, US Census data showed that only 5% of US workers worked at home. That's about 8 million people. In a few short weeks and shelter-in-place rules settled in around the country, those estimates are now skyrocketed to 75 million employees that could be working from home during COVID-19 here in the US. So it's our collective responsibility, our opportunity to bring the best technology to these remote workforces and our customers. So there are two key trends we're seeing in relation to the future of work. Number one, home is really the new enterprise. And number two, customer touchpoints go digital. So with 75 million people in the US working from home right now, a significant number of us haven't used collaboration tools before on a daily basis. Now we're doing so. With this dramatic acceleration, it's really come to a reprioritization of all the tools and features embedded into collaboration technology. So features like backdrops, noise cancellation are very, very important, particularly for individuals who are parents like myself, or have roommates, or even loud pets. Productivity tools such as Smartsheets and task management, they're incredibly valuable as more people are working remotely. So these tools are what we rely on to remain efficient as a team. And so we're seeing a lot of industry players beginning to play more in this space. Within this home as an enterprise trend, security is also a key issue. There's been an exponential increase in business traffic. People are logging in everywhere from a single proxy, meaning there's a ton more distributed traffic. And so thus there's not as much attention being paid to traffic management, traffic steering, visibility, as hundreds of millions of people are really logging into work from hundreds of millions of unique physical locations. Our investment in NS1, this is a recent one we did late last year, addresses this exact area. You'll hear from them tomorrow, but NS1 is designed to provide that security. They investigate the traffic, make sure it's routed to the right proxy, provide the right performance, and provide security controls around it. And as we know, end users are also bypassing the corporate internet completely. The explosion of unsanctioned IT and unsanctioned devices creates new opportunities for phishing attacks and malware. With respect to customer touchpoints, they've been evolving for years. But with the advance of COVID, we've had to move to a remote environment. So these touchpoints with customers have had to completely change. Here's an example many of us might relate to. A few weeks ago, I ordered dinner for the family in DoorDash. But when the order arrived, instead of ground turkey, we had chicken tacos. I was a little disappointed, not as much as my kids. It wasn't exactly what we had ordered. So I went online to provide that feedback. Sure enough, DoorDash had a chatbot ready for service and got a credit back, resolved, not even having to talk to a live person. Really, really simple. So the advance of COVID has called into question what a normal store will look like after this. For brands, we no longer have the opportunity for face-to-face interactions. So digital engagement, namely contact centers, is now that point. So going digital means that the contact center, formerly known as call centers way back, is now the face of the customer. Could be a digital agent, a chatbot, or a live operator. But the point is that the more seamless the experience you provide, the more likely you will have a happy and loyal customer like myself. In order to create that experience, you got to have the right data. You got to capture the right data. So understanding the customer sales journey, why that customer might be calling in, all of these will contribute to that positive brand, positive outcome, positive experience. It's a trend that we paid very close attention to. And actually, it's a good example of utilizing investments to our significant advantage. For example, we invested in a company called Cloud Cherry a few years ago. They focused on customer journey analytics. What they did was took surveys, data points together. They created a holistic view of the customer journey. Well, that was so important. We acquired Cloud Cherry about 9 months ago, brought them into Cisco as a key part of our collaboration platform now. So we're better able to drive a more consistent digital experience. We're seeing that there is a huge difference for those companies who are digital ready as opposed to those who are not. And this trend will indeed continue as we all adjust to the new normal from a work standpoint. Again, I believe that the best insight into the frontier of new technology and innovation really comes from the startup ecosystem. Cisco's focused on investing in these markets, and it's really shaping our core strategy, shaping our adjacent markets, shaping the future. These investments, they provide us a lens into an external innovation that's happening across the industry. And these early insights enable us, in turn, to see and take action ahead of these trends. And in fact, it's our consistency as a corporate investor that's helped us adapt and get ahead of changing market dynamics. But we don't want to keep this to ourselves. We want to continually share the learnings we get from our portfolio companies with you, our customers. So here's my ask. Think of how Cisco Investments as a team, how we can bring more intelligence to you. Connect with us directly or reach out to your Cisco account managers to set up time. Our portfolio companies want to meet you. I think it'll be very, very beneficial. These benefits are clear: an external lens to innovation, early knowledge of trends, and access to the best portfolio companies out there. So on behalf of the entire Cisco Investments team, thank you for spending time with us today. It's our commitment to open the door to the startup ecosystem so you can too explore the new future and frontier. Have a great and safe day, and thank you once again.